Hey, welcome to Humor and Healing. Welcome back. We are back, guys. How was it? How is it? How's everything
Feels
going?
like a long time.
Yeah, I know, right? It feels like a long time, but we got a chance to do a podcast, me and Rosillo, and just explain a little bit of how we got this thing started and our relationship, just so you guys to get us to know us a little bit more. So what episode is that, babe?
Number 5.
Number 5. So check out episode 5.
Yeah.
And that's just me and her in the garage, just talking in the studio, and basically it's just an audio.
Right before this one, so
Right before this one. So make sure you check this out. And then that way you realize, oh, I see why they're crazy. I get it. They're bananas. But Irvin, what's up, man? How you been?
I'm doing good, man.
How's the record going? You're keeping them together, bro?
Yeah, man. So far, I have not failed yet.
Awesome. I love his record. So he had one mishap. That's it. One divorce, but they're working out. But right now he's good. His record is good.
It's not bad. How many have you had? How many couples have you had total?
Kind of a lot, actually. I've I have, let's see, how many have I done? I would say at least 30, 35 couples.
Wow,
So kind of a lot.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And us is like, it counts like
Success.
20.
Successful, yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Jeez, all right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean-
There's women out there that wreck marriages less than that.
They gotta.
They're wrecking marriages with less numbers than that. So you're putting them together. That's awesome. How was your weekend? How was your 2 weeks off? What, anything interesting you want to tell us?
It was good, man. Just honestly, Nate, he started his season for cheer and all that stuff, dude. It's been getting busy. So my Saturdays are officially gone right now.
Yeah, Mr. Cheerleader Dad.
Aw.
Yeah, man. I have a shirt though. It says cheerleader.
Your dad?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Yeah, that's how you keep him off drugs, man. You have to show up. Because they'll use that as an excuse.
That's so
I'm in
true.
drugs because you didn't show up to my cheerleading. I mean,
Gotta be there, be
dude.
present.
Yes.
Oh, that's a life hack, man.
What?
There's so many girls. Dude, I regret not doing cheer when I was in high school.
Oh.
Bro, it's nothing but
Girls.
like girls, and
Yeah.
and you're just spending time with them. That's it. You don't even have to dance. I in my head, they asked me like, "Hey, do you want to get in?"
We were so stupid, man. As kids, we're so immature.
Yeah.
They go, "Ugh, that's for
Dumb.
girls."
Dude, that was
We didn't realize. Okay, as I got older, I realized that yes, what you were saying.
Right.
I'll tell you when I realized it. Camacho's Cantina off the 60 and the
I remember
605
that one.
used to have ladies' night where they had male strippers, and the male strippers would get there at 9 o'clock, and they danced till like 10:30, and then they were done. The strippers were done, and they would go home. But it was a room full of horny women. It was like there were only 3 strippers on stage. So here's my chubby ass going, "What's up?" they're gone, but I'm right here.
Did you do that?
Huh?
Did you do that?
What do you mean?
You would hang out until they were done?
No, I didn't hang out. We would know that at 10:30, come in because they're gone.
Oh my god.
So we would be in the parking lot, me and Iggy drinking,
Cochinos.
because I know what was left. It was just a bunch of girls dancing.
Ew.
What do you mean, ew? That is like shooting fish in a barrel. Like there was took no effort.
I guess you're not looking for a relationship.
And the other girls are going like, "Where are the guys?" I guess that's all we got.
Oh no. El peor es nada.
Exactly. And then other guys started catching on, and then it was like
And
they
then-
knew
and-
now. Wait till 10:30.
Oh, you had
Ruined it, bro. They
competition.
ruined it.
But for a while there, me and Iggy, we had to run, man. We had to run.
You called out your bestie?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh no.
That was years ago, before he met la comadre and all that.
Comadre.
It's different. That was when I was young. Hey, delete that.
No, don't delete it. Leave it on.
Never happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so-
Wow. I know what you were up to.
Hey, listen, that was when I was young. I realized what Irvin said. Now, I
young.
think if I realized it in high school, I would have joined cheer too.
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely would have joined cheer.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Well, sorry.
Look at you guys.
So get us started. What do we have for today?
Oh man, we got some. Thanksgiving is coming up, you guys.
Mm.
We have, the gobble gobble is coming up. We got stuff to be thankful for, and our kids that we have to be thankful for. But these kids are starting to ask for things that are really. It's new. It's social media. It's just popping, right? So I want to show you guys this video.
Wait,
of
this is gifts for Thanksgiving?
No. I mean, the holidays are coming, right? So
Uh-huh.
now we got these kids already starting their Christmas lists.
Oh, wow.
I know Oli's already giving us hers, and she gave us our Amazon. She has an Amazon list, and then she has one on the fridge. And she hasn't asked for this yet, but there's this TikTok I want to show you guys from Necita Nay. And let's watch it. Let's watch it real
Let's
quick.
watch it.
So my daughter and I are having a discussion because she's saying that it's all over TikTok that everybody's getting at least 1,000 or 2,000 for Christmas hauls. That's like just one present. And she wants the money so she could pick whatever she wants to put in this Christmas haul basket, or what is it? It's like a basket?
A bird basket.
A burr basket. And it's supposed to be worth 1,000 or 2,000. And so I'm like, I'm processing, right? Like, I don't know how much we're supposed to give to children for Christmas. So I said, okay, I'll give you half. Your dad's going to give you the other half. When she said 1,000. But now she's saying 2,000. And she's expecting me to cough up all this money. And I'm like, is this what we're supposed to do as parents? It upped to 2,000 and it used to be like less. I mean, does anybody else have money right now to be giving thousands of dollars to their children so they could do a Christmas haul that they've seen on TikTok? Is this like the new trend? Is just cough up the money, parent? I'm having a moment.
So this clip, as you can see, this kid is asking for a burr basket because she sees this on social media.
Yeah.
And they're asking for $1,000, $2,000 basket. And the thing that strikes me is the mom is actually considering this.
Yeah.
Let's parent. Tell me, Irvin. Let's start with you guys. Irvin, I know Richard's over there, like his stomach's hurting. I can tell.
When you told me that there's kids asking for 2,000, like for what? You're gonna kill somebody? No. What are you on drugs?
How do you tell your kid, hey, like not everything you see on social media is...
I think you have already screwed up. Yeah. If your kid thinks that it's okay for them to come to you and ask you for $2,000 gifts just off the bat and then say, don't buy it, just give me the money. Where did I lose as a parent? Like, where did I drop the ball? When did you think that it was going to be okay for you to act this way and ask for this money? Where did I mess up as a parent? Or who misguided you? Or who are you hanging out with that you think this is okay?
Right?
Who are these people?
Irvin's like,
So you tell me, bro, what's going on?
No, I agree with you, man. I think they messed up. I think
they messed up, right?
For a kid to ask for something like $2,000, it's like they have no concept of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, this reminds me of a story I recently heard of, like, a dad teaching his son the value of money. Mm-hmm. And he basically told him, like, this is how the story goes. He tells him, like, son, like, I want you to learn the value of money. So when I come home from work, I want you to make $5. Figure it out. I'm not going to tell you how. You got to make those $5. So he goes to work. He comes home. Hey, daddy, I have the $5. He grabs the $5. He goes to the fireplace. There's a fire. He throws them in there and he burns them. And the kid's like, what the heck? Like, why'd you do that? And he's like, oh, okay. I could tell you didn't earn it. Your mom gave it to you, didn't he? He's like, yeah. And so he told the mom, don't give him $5. I want him to understand what earning money feels like. Mm-hmm. So he goes. The next day, he's like, today you're going to earn $5. And so he goes to work. The son goes and he's like worried. He's like, how am I going to make the $5? So he starts begging people, his uncle, the neighbor, everything. And eventually he got $5. Dad comes home and he sees the $5 and he's like, oh, did you earn the $5? He's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. So he throws them in the fireplace again and they burns them. And the little kid, he kind of starts to cry. And he's like, why'd you do that? He's like, because you didn't earn it. You asked people for money. Like, that's not earning it.
Yeah. So
the last day, he asked him the third time, you are going to make and you're going to earn $5. And, when I come home, I'm going to see what you got. So he comes home. And the little boy was just all like, he had a bunch of like calluses and stuff because he went to his neighbor and said, I will work. Pay me and I will do something. And so the guy told him, look, if you move these stacks of like cement or whatever, I'll give you a penny for each one you move. And so all day he worked until his dad got home and he had $1.89 with him. And he said, Dad, I didn't make the $5 and here you go, And the dad looks at the money and then he throws it in the fireplace again. And the little kid starts to cry. He grabs the money from the fire and like he saves it. And he's just like, why'd you do that? He's like, because I want you to know what it feels like to earn money. And when it gets lost like that, you feel it because you had to sweat, blood, sweat, and tears for this money. So I know you earned it now. And that was the point. And that's one of the things that, like, my dad, he taught me too. When I was in high school, I had my first girlfriend. I felt stupid asking for money. I felt so dumb. Like,
So many.
Mom, can you give me $50 so I can take out my girlfriend to a date? I felt lame, dude. So I was like, I'll mow the lawn. I'll go to work with my dad. He took me a couple times to do like construction work or to do like landscaping with my uncle. Dude, I worked 12-hour shifts. I was like, I'm done. This sucked, but I earned the money because I felt stupid asking for money. I did not feel good ever asking for money for a date. And that's something that I really value that my dad and my parents like instilled in me. They never just gave me money for the sake of it. I had to earn it.
We had no choice. My dad was like, what money? You're eating, right? That's it. What do you mean money? What do you mean money?
Yeah.
No. I don't pay for this. Like, even clothes. It was like, I remember what my mom did teach us was this, though, as brothers. I come from 5 brothers. We're all 5 of us. And as Victor, the oldest, would get a job, she would make him share with me and say, look, your dad's not going to give you guys money. You got to help your little brother, so you got to pay for his stuff. Yeah. As we grew older, I started working in the car wash at 13. And now my mom says, now you're going to pay for the youngest one, for his clothes too.
Next guy.
And we had to share it. Not only gave my mom money, but it shared to the youngest kid. Because he can't work either, but he also wants to buy stuff. So you got to share with your little brother. And vice versa. Then the next one would do it. And my mom was just that. She showed us you got to help each other out. You have to help each other out. Because right now, and maybe because she created the common enemy, which is my dad. Like, in order for us to survive this shit, we got to work together type of shit. Yeah. That's how bad it was. So she would, los alcahueteaba. So she would help us out and she would make us share all the time. So we grew up with that mentality. Oh, it's my brother. I got to share. I got to help. Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying in this case, just make her work.
Yes, just work.
Make her work
earn.
and make her learn what it costs. I mean, I know Oli knows what a dollar is.
They're not gonna die.
No.
Yeah.
And if your kid stops loving you because you didn't buy them a $2,000 present, you have bigger problems.
There's another
than that.
issue.
Like, you have a bigger issue. So we want you to go to Weber Counseling. That's good. I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Weber Counseling.
Thank you guys. Thank you, sponsors. But it's a good plug. You go, oh man, I better go see these guys.
Yeah. No, there's definitely other issues. I mean, with Oli, we make sure, like today, she has a $10 allowance every week.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning up after the dogs, feeding the dogs. And today she told me she didn't want to feed the dogs. I said, okay, well then you don't get an allowance. Oh, she did such drama. There was drama. I said, okay. I mean, either you feed them or you don't get paid.
That's it.
She did it.
That's how the life works, baby.
She did it because that's how you get. You got to work for it.
Yep.
And I mean, come on. I'm not just gonna be giving you the $10 just because. No.
And I'm not gonna throw them in the fire. That's $10. I don't know about this guy, but I'm not throwing $10 in the fire.
They do know. They're smart enough to know when we go to the store. How much is that? Is that worth me buying that toy? And she knows now.
Oh, she has to make a decision.
She knows now. Okay, no, it took me this long to make this much money, so that's not going to be worth it. So she'll look away and she'll look for something else or not buying it until the next week. Or she knows, but $2,000 is ridiculous. I want $2,000. Let me tell you.
And if I could just add one quick thing to that, like the psychology part to it, like I think a lot of parents forget that their job isn't to make their children happy; it's to raise them to be ready for life.
Exactly.
And they get so hung up on like, oh, is she happy? Oh man, like she look at her, she's so sad that she didn't get this gift or this thing didn't go her way. It's like, great, that's a great learning opportunity. Teach them something.
Yes, that's the learning moment. And that's what we call a learning moment. They have to know that sometimes life is not going to work out. Sometimes life is not going to give you what you wanted.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. So if you don't know what that type of adversity feels like, the first time you feel it, you're going to crumble. You're going to not be able to get up.
And a lot of times, a lot of parents will be like, well, I want to give them what I didn't have.
Yep. Give them time.
Is that right?
Because obviously you didn't have time. Give them time.
Give them time.
Give them time. You want to give them something that's priceless time. The fact that you were present. That's it. That's all they need.
Because that could also be detrimental to them. Like, it's not always a good thing to give them what you didn't have.
So you work two jobs. I never get to see you. Thanks a lot. Do you understand? Time, you're not going to get that back. You can buy shit later, but time you don't get to buy back.
Yeah.
Give them time. You want your kids to be happy when they grow up? Spend time with your kids. Talk to them. That's it. Ask them, how was it today? If they have nobody to talk to in the world, they'll have their parents. And I know this sounds as cheesy, and they're never going to answer you, and they're never going to go, oh, well, guess what happened? They're never going to do that. Yeah. But they know that you're asking. That means you care. That's what they want. They're not going to give you an answer, but you still have to be there asking. Hey.
Eventually, they'll look back on that. Eventually, they're
course.
going to be like, oh, yeah.
And they
my dad."
appreciate that because they understood they were always present.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Just give them time. If you want it to be priceless, it's time.
Yeah, and then they're going to grow up and be sassy like this next video we're going to watch.
That's right.
Oh, this girl, she's getting her nails done.
Oh, I heard about
That's
this one.
right.
I heard about
Yep.
this one.
Let's watch it real quick, and then I'll explain a little bit more.
Keith found out that I was cheating on him.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
When did he find out?
Like 3 days ago. And he's been losing his mind. But what's crazy is that you're the only person that I told. Like nobody else knew or knows about it.
What?
That I was cheating on him.
What you think? I told him? I don't even know who he is.
I told you his name.
Girl, you know how many other clients I have? I didn't even remember the name Keith until right now.
You could have searched him up on my Instagram. I have him tagged in all of my photos. You could have went on his Instagram and messaged him.
I think you're far-fetching. Why would I do that?
I don't know. I just feel like you've had it out for me.
I had it out for you?
Mm-hmm.
What? You're lying.
No.
But why would I do that?
I don't know. I feel like you're jealous of me.
All right, guys. So so this girl, I don't know if you saw, you guys can see the full video on you can see in the description in the podcast when I share it. But she's going to do her nails, and she's telling the nail tech, you know, I've been cheating on my boyfriend, and now he knows. Now he knows, and now the nail tech's like, oh my God, what's happening? What do you mean he knows? Well, you're the only one that I told. So she's practically blaming the nail tech of her telling her man that she doesn't even know. So this whole time she's like, I don't know this guy. Why are you so hung up on me? Like because she's so focused on her getting caught up in this lie because she was cheating. She wants to blame somebody, but later she's never looking at the man, never looking at like he could have posted this online. He could have been sharing this, and now the boyfriend found out. Why are women like this? Why are women always say, "Let me blame another woman"?
Yeah.
Let me not look at myself because I was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now I'm just gonna blame this. Oh, well, it's your fault, girl. Maybe you shouldn't have been cheating in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What do you think it is? It's that they just never take responsibility for their actions? Because even by her cheating, lets you know what kind of character she is.
Well, I'm saying, is that narcissism in her? Like, is that part of... She's so up in herself.
That's egotistical. That's like the fact that she had no regret or sort of like feeling of empathy that I really hurt this person. Like he found out I made a mistake. No, it's I got caught.
And didn't think,
Not... that's scary.
And you're like, you're snitched. You snitched.
And then she went and got crazy with the nail tech.
Yep.
But like the audacity to go do your nails and just like let her touch you while you're gonna like blame her.
Like you're gonna go, aha! Like I caught you, bitch. like no. That's.
What do you do in that case as a nail tech? Like, what do you do? How do you get her out? Like, how do you like be safe?
You gotta recognize you just met crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
But but how do you handle that crazy?
And especially if you're doing nails in your house, you need to get her out of your house immediately because those are the kind of people that make up stories. They create fantasies in their own house. Remember the booger joke? That's the booger joke. In their head, they're making all the connections, of course, because you want them to fit. Mm-hmm. Of course, I only told her. Who else could have been? There's no other reason. I mean, but they don't start thinking, why would she even care to talk to my boyfriend? She doesn't even know him. Why would she take the time? That's embarrassing to call a total stranger and say, hey, I know you don't know me, but I do your girl's nails.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what she's doing. Right. For what? I have other shit to do. People really think that other people think of them for that long period of time.
Right.
They don't. We're very self-centered as people. Yeah. We never think of other people. It's you that you're thinking that people are thinking of you. That's how self-centered you are. People don't think of you. They're thinking of themselves. This is true.
That is so true. Because even like, I know you've told me this before, and I think you have a joke about this too. Like when we dress up, when women dress up, we don't dress up for men. We dress up for other women.
That are gonna judge you.
Yeah, because we want to look cute for other girls. Because I'm like, oh, look at your outfit. Like, your
Yes.
outfit is so cute.
Yeah,
Oh my God, where'd you get that?
You think guys talk to other guys and go, man, did you see his wife? Oh, she showed up with that dress.
Yeah.
We never care.
I know.
We never care. We don't even notice you wore a different dress. We don't even know if it's new or old. We don't care. It's not our wife. We only have to worry about ours. Do you like it? Yes, it's beautiful. That's it.
I know. There's a million times I come out at night and like, hey, Richard, did you like my dress? He's like, you were wearing a dress?
I have no idea.
He's the worst. He's the worst.
He had pockets. How was I supposed to know it was a dress?
No, I get all excited. Look at my pockets. And he's like, don't they always have pockets?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't care. That's true. I don't care.
I mean, at least he's honest, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
At least he's
No,
honest.
he's not that bad. I'm pretty bad, man. You know, like Gabby has dimples. I literally didn't notice her dimples until like 2 or 3 years in.
On her face?
On her face. Like I knew they were there. I just didn't notice them. I don't know how else to put it.
You're lucky she's not here.
I mean, I wasn't focused on her dimples. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
you're watching something.
I
Watching
see.
something
Okay, you're
else.
forgiven. You're
Yeah.
forgiven.
I was too mesmerized by other things. But no, for real though, I really didn't know. I'm like, no, I
Do have
remember because we're.
dimples?
Yeah, you have dimples.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness, you almost got in trouble there.
I know. To get myself out of the hole.
Speaking of looking at other people, speaking of other people's clothes, and there's this other video of I think you shared it with us, Irvin, from Aura Junkie, and she's talking about training your man as a straight woman. Like what when you talk about it, let's watch it real quick.
Right.
Truthfully, I wish straight women would stop telling men, oh, you're trained so well, or telling other women, oh, you trained him so well, and oh, blah, blah, blah. He's not trained well, bitch. He likes his partner. And a lot of y'all have never seen that because a lot of the men y'all date are dating you because they need a woman next to them, right? They'll do, a date for you. They'll throw you a bone here, there, take you on a date, ask you to marry them, whatever. But truthfully, a lot of men are just doing what they think they need to do. You know what I mean? They don't truly like you. So when you see a man that actually likes his partner, y'all are like, oh, you've trained him so well, as if you haven't trained your partner yet. Like, it's so tired. Like, I feel like every time I hear that shit, it's like some 50-year-old like woman in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s just like talking. It's like, please, let's stop with that bullshit. Men aren't being trained. Some men like women. Other men put up with women. And a lot of y'all are dealing with the latter.
All right. So is she right? Are we supposed to do that? Are we supposed to tell people like, I trained him well. Look what I did. Look. Remember he used to dress really frumpy and now he's really like cute looking and now he behaves in public. Like I'm guilty. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll let you answer, and then I'm gonna answer my own trading seminar over here.
Look, I on its face, I think people or women are wrong when they talk like train him like he's some sort of like pet or something. Like, that's pretty bad. It's half right though. That's a problem. Half right in that the Gottman method I talk about all the time. One of the traits that makes a couple really successful is their ability to influence each other. And so you start kind of picking up each other's habits, mannerisms. So I guess if you want to say training, I guess in a way, like you influence each other. So I guess maybe. But the way that some of my patients talk, just like this girl was saying, if you have a man, specifically a man who loves you, he wants to do these things for you. He's willing to be flexible and, oh, is that something you like? Oh, I'm going to do more of that. One of the things that I tell, like I learned in my marriage with Gabby and I try to tell like other guys that I work with, it's the little things that add up. It's not these big gestures like flowers or taking them on vacation. It's the little daily things. And one of the things that I remember I learned quickly was Gabby will ask me to do something like, hey, when you get a chance, can you do this? Or when you get a chance, can you do that? And I'll be honest, the way my brain's built, if I don't do it that second, it's going to get forgotten in 10 minutes. Like, that's just how my brain works. I don't have the memory for it. I just forget. And I'm like, oh, crap, that's right. I had to do that.
Sounds familiar.
Right? That's how my brain works. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm a dummy. I got to work within how I'm built. So if she asks me to do something and it's within like reasonable time for me to be able to do it right now, I'm just going to get up and do it. It doesn't cost me anything if I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the first time I did that, like we're just laying in bed, just chilling, watching TV. And she tells me, when you get a chance, can you move that cabinet to the closet? And I was like, I'm going to do something different today. I just got up and she's like, no, you don't have to do it now. I'm like, babe, it's going to get forgotten. I'm just going to do it right now.
I just pictured that moment. You guys are in bed, ready to go to bed. You're in your boxers.
No.
Move the dresser. You go, I got
this. In the morning. This is in the
Okay,
morning.
in the morning, you're in your boxers, moving a dresser, but naked with boxers on.
I don't wear boxers. No.
Oh, never mind. But
Oh
naked.
my
But
God.
naked.
You're gonna hit your toe, bro. You're gonna hit your toe.
You're gonna get stubbed.
Yeah.
That's true. But I moved it and I put it in like literally took me like less than 5 minutes. And then I turn around, she's just looking at me like I'm a freaking alien or something. like in awe though, like
Wow. You
And I'm
listened.
like, what happened? Yeah, literally. You listen. I'm like, what? She's like, I have never felt more love than the second. I was like,
See
really?
that?
And then like in my head, I'm like, you know what? I'm not that stupid. I'm gonna lock that in there. That I got some points with her.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I can do this moving forward.
Okay.
So I that's the rule I do with myself because again, if I had a good memory, I would wait till later. But I don't have a good memory. I'm gonna forget unless I write it down. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it if I can now because she doesn't ask me for big things though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's literally little things like can you
Okay.
click the cat poop? Can
Okay.
you do this? Can you do that?
Do guys bust balls as much as women do when they don't do what we ask them to do?
Well, what do you ask
Meaning, if
for?
you ask
No.
why? Because men really won't ask for anything. We'll go do it themselves. If it's something that they can't do,
Yeah.
like book a doctor's appointment,
Mhm.
we'll ask you for that. And if you don't get to it, we're okay with it.
Yeah.
That's probably as much as we'll go. Hey, check to the bank and deposit this and pay this payment. Other than that, I got it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna ask you for anything.
Wow, that's actually I've never thought of that.
Yeah, but you guys get so upset
Oh my
when
God.
you don't get what you wanted right away or you didn't get it done.
Why does
We're
this sound
already-
personal
No,
right
no, I'm
now?
just
I mean,
saying.
is there
I'm just
something that you
saying.
remember?
Listen,
The NPR.
I'm just talking for the guys out there that they need to hear this. Like, you understand? If women really thought about when does your husband ever bother you with anything?
Yeah.
And you think
Yeah.
about it right now, and you're sitting there going like, "You're right."
Because-
He eats whatever I put in front of him. He doesn't ever complain. He just eats it.
Yep.
And he never says, "Oh my God, I think it's missing a pinch of salt." Never, none of that.
There are some guys that do that.
Yeah, but for the most part, most guys are just
the
like
red
that.
flag guys.
Yes. And the reason it's not that you trained us; it's just we don't want you hear you scream and yell. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
We don't want you like screaming and yelling and nagging because we didn't do it. We just get, you know what? I'm just gonna get it done. Why? Because it's just gonna start screaming and yelling again. And
Is
you
that
say
how you
that's training?
picture it?
No, it's
No,
because
it-
no. But listen to what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
was about to say.
You didn't train us. We just now at this moment are in an abusive relationship, and we understand
my
that you're gonna
God.
scream and yell at us if we don't get this
But
done.
did you not hear what Irvin said?
No.
It's an influence.
Well, look, okay.
It's influence. It's not.
Can-
But see how he said he locked it into his
can-
brain?
Mhm. Hold on.
Look, if we could frame
I'm gonna.
my example is like ideal. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what you try to shoot for. We happen to stumble on it.
Mhm.
90% of couples are more what Richard is saying. It's sad. No,
Yeah,
look
it's
at
true though. It's the honest truth.
Dude,
He's all
yeah.
proud he won.
And that's something. No, women definitely ask for more, and that's just kind of how they're built. Literally, I mean, there's like psychology. So women are just built to ask for more things up front.
Mm.
And when you don't do it, they take it so personal. Like I'm not a priority to you. You don't love me. You don't like me. All these different things. Women take it personal. At least because the ones I've talked to,
Uh-huh.
when they get angry with their husband, I ask them, is it just because you don't feel like a priority? Like, and especially if you ask him to do something and then he's over there either watching sports or playing video, like he's doing something else he'd rather do, then you take it personal,
Yeah.
right? And
Okay.
so that's
You're
what happens.
chilling, and
So-
I'm over here stressed out.
yeah, exactly. So it's not the small thing. It's the fact, there's something more behind it, right?
Look at him.
So if I could, something that he mentioned is I do try to talk to men to advocate more for themselves because men don't ever really ask for very much. Now, we don't need much, to be honest. We're like cats. We're low maintenance. But something I could tell you with talking to enough husbands is that quote, and it always struck out to me, you know, many men live lives of quiet desperation. Meaning to say they'll just stay quiet and they'll suffer. They'll go through it. They haven't. I'm working. No, I'm working in a relationship where the guy, there's some trauma, there's some abuse on his part, and they haven't been intimate in 9 years, and they're still married.
Wow.
And so that's one of those things where he's still doing all his responsibilities as a husband, and yet this is still not happening. Like people, like men, we don't ask. We really don't. That's one thing I wish men were better at, including myself. I'm learning how to kind of speak up. And a lot of times it's because we do not feel comfortable or safe to do that because we know we're going to get a negative reaction from the wife.
And it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
It's a sign of weakness to ask for help, to ask for this, to ask for that. I'll do it myself.
Is that that's just a natural feeling that you guys...
Because we're supposed to be self-sufficient.
How does that work in a gay couple?
Huh?
Oh, with a gay couple?
How does that work in a gay couple? Like, if it's two men, do they ask each other
it works
anything?
out so well?
Do they work out better in that aspect?
They do. So interestingly enough, there's like stats on divorce, and I just finished reading on this, and it was pretty funny. So you know which couple has the lowest divorce rate?
Gay men.
Gay men. It's something like
Telling you, I was born the wrong sex.
They have it good.
like it's like 25%, like really low.
Wow.
For heterosexual, you know, man and wife, it's like just under 50%. It's like 48%, something like that. And interestingly enough, the couple that has the worst divorce rate is two women.
Because they're
yeah. So they get divorced about 70. I want to say 78 was the number. But it's definitely in the mid to high 70s.
Yeah, even they can't stand each other.
Well, yeah, because I could see that, like two women just bickering.
Well, I've seen it. Well, look, what I see the pattern in most, like, because I work with a lot of couples, is it's usually the wife that's a little bit more showing emotions, being a little bit more, not chaotic, but like there's more going on. Like she's the one in charge of the emotional temperature of the relationship, right? And most of the time, men are not like that. You're kind of stoic. You're like the rock against the waves. Like you don't really match that energy. And that's why that could work if you do it right. Like you could be that piece to kind of help her calm down a little bit. I've seen two women. It's just two crashing waves against each other. Like it gets pretty bad.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Okay, that kind of brings me to one of the questions that we had.
All right.
One of them being, and this is about, like, it was a conversation that I actually had at work. It was a conversation I had at work, and somebody wanted to ask somebody on a date, and she's a girl, right?
Yeah.
She said, I don't want to ask somebody out on a date because I want to be chased. Yes. And I was like, I get that. Like, I totally get that. And our friend was like,
yeah,
you can ask whoever you want out. And we're like, yeah, we agree that you can. Anybody can ask anybody out, but it's in our nature. I said, it's in our nature as, you know, when you're born, it just comes with you. In culture, he was saying, no, it's culture. Culture is affecting how the behaviors, right? Yeah. And I said, yes, I think it influences, but I think naturally we're born with these instincts of, like, you know, what we like being chased as women. That's what we like. And even if it's two women relationships, I feel like there's always one woman more masculine than the other. Yes. And then guys, you guys don't care. You know what I mean?
If
you guys don't care.
You're born with it. That's what we're.
And it became a big argument.
Yes, but are you born with that instinct to not want to pursue somebody?
That's my question.
Yeah. Or is it that
even if
that is society?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually like this question a lot. I think I have at least part of the answer. But so I like what a neurologist said. She basically said biology loads the gun and environment pulls the trigger. Like, I like that a lot because it kind of tells you, like, both play a role.
Both, yeah.
Right? One of the things that makes me laugh, I'm like, no, some things are ingrained and you're just born with it, right? I saw, what was it, on TikTok? I just see this little boy and he sees this, like, you know, attractive woman, you know, buchona, basically, and, like, you know, wearing really revealing clothes, and it's a little boy. I'm talking, like, this kid must be like 4 or 5 years old.
Yes.
He looks at her, and so he's looking at her boobs, and literally you could just see his body, like he just took a hit of cocaine or something. Like, he's just really being flooded with dopamine.
Yeah.
And like he's literally staring at it and just going, I don't know what that is, but I want it. I want to touch it.
It looks cool.
It looks cool. Like I want that, right? And literally,
yeah.
you just see his little hand like just go like that. And then the dad comes like, hey,
like,
you know,
no, you can't do that.
you can't do that, right? And then the woman thought it was funny, so she like let it
Yeah.
because it's a little kid. But I'm like, dude, no one taught that kid anything. He's really young. He just know. I've seen even younger with even like a nephew of mine.
Yeah.
Like a woman was holding. She had kind of a low cleavage shirt, and he started touching him. And I'm just like, oh my god, like
Yeah, they don't think it's cute when you're 46 doing that.
no.
They
I
don't
would
think
say
cute.
it's not age appropriate.
No.
That's not cute.
But
You gotta pay for that.
but going back to the thing, I always get confused when people say, oh, well, society teaches. It's like, I guess my first question is, at what point does biology affect? Like, I want to know what their baseline of thinking, like biology ends up affecting, because I don't think societal pressures really, I would even say maybe 30%, maybe even 40%. I don't think it's like everything.
I think it goes back to our instinct leans us towards that.
Exactly.
And then society just leans into it.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? Well, that makes sense because we feel this way, so we're going to do this. And society basically now promotes that. Why? Because it's the way it should be, because it feels natural. And this just comes from the caveman. We were talking about the guy that kills the most prey and brings more food in gets the most girls.
That's true.
We discuss when you have boys and girls. We do things differently. If you put a little boy and you put an obstacle in front of that little boy and you put his parents on the other side of that obstacle, the little boy will try everything to climb over it and go and get to his parents. Physically, he will move stuff around. He will try to figure it out. He's crying and everything, but he's trying to make it through. A little girl would just sit there and cry until her mom picks her up. And this were studies made between little boys and little girls. I'm talking about toddlers, infants. And they knew that their instinct was just to sit there and cry until mommy picked me up. And the boy was, nope, I'm going to climb through this barrier. Yeah. Why does he do that? Who taught him to do that? Who taught these kids, little babies, to do that? Nature.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Nobody taught them to do that.
And it's funny, you talk to people who, let's say they don't agree with Richard, and they're like, oh, well, like my niece or my daughter, like, no, she'd like fight people and, go all the way and fight. You're making an example of an exception. We're saying the average 70% or higher is like this. You can always find an exception, but you don't make a rule off of the exception. You make it off of what happens the most, like most of the time. And what Richard was saying happens most of the time.
Yeah. And society now leans into that. Why?
Yeah,
Because it feels natural. That's it.
Exactly.
But you're not better or less just because you don't ask people out and don't feel like you're,
And again, you can ask whoever you want out. You can.
God, we live in
but
a
I don't
time
want
where all
to.
you have to do is swipe left or right. That's it. Are you kidding me? That's
man.
the moment. This is what we're living. So be quiet with you can ask whoever. Of course you can. Just swipe.
That's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the beauty of today. Cause
We had to make it so easy. Because God forbid you ask her for her name.
yeah.
No,
That's
but
another
the
thing,
funny
too.
thing is social media has really ruined dating, though. Like it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting study that showed like when women, swipe right, swipe left. I haven't done it, so which side is the one that's like you're saying yes?
We should join just for
for research. Research
Oh,
purposes,
so
right?
really,
Yeah,
really.
So whichever
I'm
one
gonna join too. Gabby,
whichever
call her right,
right,
now.
right, exactly.
We'll swipe for each other.
It's like, why do we match? No.
Swipe on each other.
Why are we not matching? Why are we not matching?
Why are you guys on a gay website?
Hey, relax.
Relax, okay?
Relax. We're trying to cheerlead.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
No, but women are very picky. They're really, really picky. So when they did the study, they found like women were basically saying no to, I think it was up to like 85 or 90% of the men that they saw, they said no to. It was only like 10 to 15.
Wow.
So 85% of the time. You know what the funny thing is? Men were the complete reverse. They were saying yes to about 85% of women.
Anything that
Just
came
about anything.
Is it breathing?
Yeah,
Is it
basically.
breathing?
Literally, whatever 15%
Does she like
was.
me?
Yeah. But women have to be selective though. You can get pregnant. Like there's actual consequence. So you do have to be rather
that makes
picky,
a lot of sense.
And so it also makes sense as to why women lean on men pursuing them, because it's showing interest. Like you're invested in coming to me. Right? So women, there's a whole psychology to it, but long story short, women really value when men or whoever's trying to get with them shows they're investing time, money, resources to them. Because remember, they're being picky. If I just choose a dummy to have a baby with, he leaves, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So you have to be very picky. So that's why they want men to upfront show, like, hey, here's my time, here's my money.
And again,
here's
yeah,
things.
same with like same sex, right? Same sex couples.
It goes back to
like
I brought the food.
Who's more
Right,
of a provider than the other?
Now more women want that hunter, the guy that's gonna feed them and keep them safe.
Yep.
That guy.
Wow, good talk, guys. I'm scared to go back to work.
No.
Just kidding.
But we respect other people's views.
Well, I got a great one because we were talking about boobs.
Yes.
You know, I got a great one for you guys.
Great.
Great. So this is a husband who asked this, and I want this. Okay, here he goes. My wife keeps showing her breasts in public. I've asked her to be more respectful when we are around kids and my family, but she says I can't tell, like that I can't tell her how to dress. Pretty much, I just don't want my family staring at her breasts or be talked about in places where there are kids. So like, she probably goes to Disneyland and she's like, "Hey, look at these." I mean, I like boobs, and I like my own boobs. Like, who doesn't like their own? But like, I don't know if I want to share them in like public places and where kids are.
Let me ask you a question, and I hate to stereotype. Is she white?
I don't know.
Because I think culturally, like at least for me,
Yeah.
like I know if I know that my girl flashed everybody in the room, that's not my girl anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if we take it. Maybe it's a macho thing. Maybe it's a respect. I don't know, man. But I don't know how many guys are okay with that. And I just say white because every girl's gone wild. They're white. I mean, like. And I don't mean to throw it out there, but you know, like Mardi Gras. I mean, the beats.
Yeah.
That's true.
Every Metallica concert or AC/DC or
You don't want
Ozzy Osbourne concert, they're flashing.
Yeah,
the artists.
you feel like they're part of yours, you know, kind of yours, but not yours.
Yeah, so I'm like, I know. So
Not everybody knows what your wife's boobs look like, right?
yeah, like.
Well, I assume she was just wearing like low.
I think she's just lower. Yeah, she's just wearing low cut. I don't think she's fully showing
she's
like.
not
Yeah.
No, it's not. It sounds like
Very
she's
revealing,
revealing,
very-
and she's
very low
just.
cut.
Yeah, she's showing her cleavage. It's just.
Yeah.
It's okay to show cleavage, but like I don't know. It sounds like her boobs might be a little big, and like
Yeah.
it might be in your face,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But what if that's her best attribute and it makes all her
Probably makes her feel
look really nice?
I think it sounds like it makes her feel confident, and I think she likes it, and I don't have a problem with that. But I mean, if there are kids and like they're way out there, it just depends. I mean, you just
This kind of goes with that conversation we had, where like, hey, is it a problem if your spouse or your girlfriend gets boob implants or something and you don't want it? In and of itself, it's not an issue, but if it's starting to cause an issue or insecurity in the other person, I think at the very least taking it into account and having that conversation should be important. Although I agree with her, while no one can tell you how to dress, you can't dictate to other people how they perceive you. So if they look at you a certain kind of way, whether they think you look slutty or you look great or you look appropriate or inappropriate, I can't tell you how to dress, but you can't tell me how to judge you.
Okay, this is a great point because it goes back to me going to Miami. We're at a brunch in Miami Beach. My manager had set up this brunch for all his artists. We're all there. We're having a good time. And they didn't have our seats yet. So we were waiting at the bar. We're having a drink. We're having a good time. And on the cross from us, there was a girl wearing this white tank top, and you can clearly just see her nipples popping out of her shirt. She wasn't wearing a bra. It was just, she was just exposing her nipples. We're talking about, blah, blah, blah. I turned around, and I told, look at this. Like, she's okay with
they're there.
Yeah.
And so the bartender goes, can I help you? Do you guys need a drink? Like I'm the
You're a
a-hole
perv.
that told her to come show her nipples to everybody. Like, dude, she obviously wore that because she wants this type of attention.
Right.
Like, of course, we're all shocked. The fact that you're getting your face in my face with an attitude like I'm doing some perverted thing, you notice them too.
Yeah.
So do you understand? You're uncomfortable because she's showing them off and she's doing this to all these men. It's not our fault. Kick her out.
Yeah.
Nobody else is showing their nipples. Why am I at fault? It's like a guy showing his package and we go, oh, look at that. And they go, stop being dirty. Don't look at it. Well, he pulled it out. Like, what am I supposed to do? Close my eyes? Like, this is what I don't understand. I'm the creepo, dude.
Yeah.
I don't stare at women, but that was blatantly obvious. Everybody could see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, come on, dude. I'm the dirty
Not
one.
like she tried to cover it up.
Yeah, but the bartender, the attitude the bartender took was like I'm the
Like
pervert.
you were the bad. Like you were doing something bad.
Yes, like, no, dude, everybody in the bar probably mentioned those nipples.
Yeah.
You know what I
did you
mean?
see
But
that?
I'm the one that gets the attitude.
Yeah.
No, well, you know what? That's the double standard that happens with
is
men.
a
Like, if
double
another
standard.
woman was staring at her, probably no issues. Probably.
Those are nice.
Well, because it was
Right?
3 guys talking about her
Yeah,
nipples
Yeah.
at 10 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, dude, why are we talking about nipples? She brought them to the bar.
Yeah.
Like,
She brought them.
if she would have wore a bra and a decent shirt, nobody would have said anything. But she brought her nipples to the bar. That's what we were talking
I think
about.
if she would have been showing cleavage, it would have been fine. But it's
Yeah.
the nipples.
Just you could see it. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm the creepo.
Hey, Ricardo. I would have looked too.
In their shirts.
Well,
no,
yeah, I
no,
mean,
wait.
how do
Their
you-
shirts, they come already with the nipples.
Oh yeah, they
There's
have
little,
those
Yeah, yeah.
pasties that they put on that they are
Yeah,
made so
make
you
them
can
look
see
like-
the nipple.
to make them look hard and cold.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
they
isn't it
sell them already. So
Cardiac
what are we
thing.
supposed to do
Oh.
as men? Like, dude, that's not fair.
It's not fair.
Not fair. Come on. We're supposed to walk around closing our eyes.
They're things to look at. They're nice things to look at. Just look.
Um,
I'm gonna emphasize on the look only, but then don't look too hard because the bartender might get mad.
Yeah, bartender might think you're the creepo.
Man, so don't spend. Don't. Now, by speaking of boobs, now we're gonna move on to spending.
Uh-huh.
How do I tell my wife to
Uh-huh.
stop spending when she works too?
Mm-hmm.
I make more money than her, and we want to save more, but she doesn't take it as serious as I do.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I would get mad if Richard were to say, "Hey, stop spending your money." The heck, that's my money. I'm
How
working
do
this.
you
I'm
bring
working
that
probably
conversation
harder
to the
than you
table?
because I'm not doing stand up. Okay, I'm working my 40 hours.
Like she says, this is not a job.
I'm not saying it's not a job, but I work a long time.
Me too.
Yeah, you do actually.
But how do you open up that conversation?
Yeah.
Because if she's gonna say, I work too. What I can do whatever I want with my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should you establish an amount of a spending amount and like
Or how do you
make it so that she's okay with that because it's her money?
No, you know, I actually recently worked with 2 couples with this very specific problem, like spending issue. And one of the things that I always notice when one of the people bring it up, number one, it's always how you start the conversation. If it comes into like a attacking or judgmental or like, you know, there's a difference between like, you know what, all you do is spend money or all you do is you're reckless with money. Like we need to talk about it versus, hey, I need to talk to you about something, you know, regarding our finances and like our goals. Like just you're saying the exact same thing just in 2 different ways. So the way you approach the conversation literally dictates whether you're going to get into a fight or not. So you need to come in kind of like a chill. And number 2, you have to have a goal. Can I tell you how many people have these conversations that are difficult with no clear goal in their mind as to what they're trying to do? Like they just go because like we need to talk about sex, we need to talk about kids, we need to talk about finances. And I always ask them like, oh, what's your goal? Like, why are you bringing it up? And they're like, well, I mean, we need to talk about it. It's like, how do you know you hit the goal if you don't even know what the hell it is in the first place?
Yeah, there is no plan behind your argument. Meaning, okay, I see if you're posting a problem, also come with the solution.
Yes.
So I came up with this plan because now the other person can see it and go, okay, so you thought this through, and I can see the importance behind what your argument is.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. But come in with a plan, not like you're just spending. Stop spending.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Then what's our plan then? Bring me a plan to the table. Explain to me. What are we going to do then? Why are we not going to be spending anymore? What's the purpose of this? What's ultimately our goal? If we're going to not spend, then where are we going to put our money then?
Set up an amount, how much you're gonna save.
And,
every
how,
week
and the beauty of it is show that other person how it benefits both of you.
Yes.
Like at the end of the day, we're both going to benefit from this because it'll set us up for this situation where we're going to be in this situation. We're going to be able to do this, maybe retire early, whatever we can do. But whatever that plan is, if she is also on board, because you don't know, maybe she's leaving in a year.
That's true.
Maybe she's saving.
Maybe she's like, you know, and the whole spending a lot of money is not. I'm putting it away because I'm leaving. So I don't know. So don't look at us like, oh, you lied or it didn't work. No, man, it could be other problems. But for the most part, come with a plan, and I think a reasonable person will go, okay, makes sense. Let's work together.
I'm gonna need to see your license, Mr. Therapist over
Hey,
there.
listen,
I know.
listen.
Okay, that was pretty good.
He's doing his hours.
Are you sure?
I just listened to what he just said and then just repeated it in Spanish. And you stopped. You said, did he say it in Spanish?
I know. Me too. I was like, wait, what?
Spanish? I didn't hear you. Nice. Okay. There you go. There you go, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's gonna hit a lot of people. People with pets, people with dogs, cats, animals. It says, my boyfriend is jealous of my dog. He says it's him or my dog who I've had since before we started dating. He likes dogs, but he doesn't like that I sleep with my dog. It makes him leave the room whenever he comes over. I feel bad for my dog since all he knows is me, but I also want to give my boyfriend his place. Ew, that's like her son, man.
Yeah. So you answer that because I have a lot to unload on this one.
Well,
I have 2 dogs at home.
She's had this dog before him.
I got it.
Our dogs were born with us.
I got it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, look, two things with that. The first one is he really messed up by making an ultimatum. It's either me or the dogs. Like, dude, don't talk like that. Yeah. Like you're
red flag.
Like remember what I told you last time, that saying, I really try to keep it like, don't cut a person's nose off and then give them a rose to smell. Like, you don't attack someone and then just give them a good idea after. It's like, it doesn't work. Yeah. Right? So that was dumb on his part. Don't do that. But like, take the same approach. Like, we just finished talking about the whole money and goals and stuff. What is it you want? What's your plan? Hey, I want to talk to you because, I don't feel like we get to spend time together, or, it's blocking intimacy, or it's blocking cuddling, or I just want time with you. Like, make a goal, make it clear, and don't attack the person. Because when you attack someone, they stop listening. It's really simple. And I guess I would tell them is I don't know, maybe see if you could figure out a collaboration. Like, hey, if I, whenever I go over to sleep the night, like, can you just make it so that, like, it could just be us in the bed? And maybe we could put the dogs on like a dog bed or something, put them on the side. Can you start training them? Or, something like that. Like, be reasonable. But when you make it so black and white ultimatum, like that I've never heard an ultimatum fix a relationship. But
ooh, Richard's itching over there.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
there
ready.
you go. I want to hear.
First of all, it is true. Women do love their dogs more than they love their husbands.
Yeah.
No
It is true. You take care of that dog. I swear, he lost his hair. She started making pechugas de pollo. He doesn't lose his hair. No, but
old.
Listen, I understand the love of a dog. I get it. Yeah, I love my dogs too. Yeah. Even though sometimes they drive me nuts, I love my dogs. I get it. But you got to understand too, I don't know how pushy this woman is with their dogs. There's also limits. Because I've seen the extreme of, like, a lady warming up her dog's food in the microwave where I used to work at the company I worked. And I was like, are you serious, lady? We eat here. We all share this microwave, and you want to microwave your dog's food in there, and it pops, and now all of that is in there? Like, I've seen crazy, just like there's crazy cat ladies, there's crazy dog ladies. Think about it. Crazy cat ladies. I have 13 cats. Don't touch them. They're my babies. No, that's not normal. You understand? There has to be some balance there. So even though you have one dog, doesn't mean that your obsession with that dog is not really bad. And if we're having intimate course, I don't want the dog next to me judging me and saying you're not doing it right. I don't need that pressure. And what if he starts to jump in and licks me? Like, I don't know if he's licking me, she's licking me. I don't need
friend that happened to.
Exactly. Yeah. With the dogs, what happened? They were going at it, and the dog jumped in the bed and then licked his.
Yum yum.
Dude, that's why the dog's not allowed in the bedroom. You're over here having sex, and he's eating your underwear. That's what dogs do. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that you need to understand. That the boyfriend's gonna set these boundaries and go, listen. Yeah, let's.
So you're on the boyfriend side.
Yes, I'm definitely on the boyfriend side. But I think you're right. You don't come in with ultimatums. I think you set boundaries and you said, listen, I can make this work with the dog, but we have to coexist. Yeah. Meaning, I don't want this, and I promise I'll be nice to the dog. Yeah. That's it.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, right? But don't let him in the bed. This is not a threesome.
Except Beanie.
Yes. No.
Whoa.
Not if you're gonna have.
Oh, not for those things. No.
Yes.
Ours already knows. He just leaves.
They get off the bat.
He's like,
They're
bye.
"Oh, forget-
He's like, this again.
Never gonna get a seat.
Well, that concludes, guys. Dating tips, though.
Dating tips.
I have a good one, you guys. I want to get your opinion on this because Thanksgiving is like next week practically. And like there's a lot of new couples out there. How do you know if it's okay to bring your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your significant new boo?
Ask him the questions they're gonna ask him, and that's when you decide if I'm gonna bring him.
Oh, that's a good one.
What do you do for a living?
Mm.
Oh, what are you into? What are your hobbies? And if he's like, I don't work, I do crack, and you're like, yeah, maybe that's not the guy I'm bringing to the house. You know what I mean? If you ask the questions that most likely your family's going to ask them, if you don't like the answers that he's saying, maybe you got to rethink that visit because you're not going to like it. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Especially with new presidents and all that. You're going to get a lot.
Let's say he does come. What does he bring? What does he need to bring with him? Should he bring
Some
something?
self-respect.
I mean, yes. Well, like, should he bring some cookies or like something?
Definitely
Yeah, I
don't
think
come
so.
empty-handed.
Yeah,
and the cool thing as a man, especially if you're walking in, if they drink a nice whiskey bottle, a nice tequila bottle,
Yeah.
that's always a classy
The
move.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
the
cook.
uncle.
Listen, whatever you do, don't cook, bro. I know it's your favorite and your nacho dip,
Casserole.
mega casserole.
Your
Forget that.
beans.
This is not what we're trying to do here, bro. You're gonna get people chorro. They're gonna get sick off your stuff. They're gonna start talking bad about you. Don't do that. A nice bottle of tequila, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Spend
it.
some money.
Yeah. Just something simple. And don't try to kiss ass either. One of the things I want to don't play with the kids. We know you don't like playing with the kids. Leave the kids alone. Come hang out with the grown-ups, bro. What are you doing? It's true. Just because he doesn't know anybody at the party, he starts playing with the kids. Stop playing with the kids. Be a grown-up. Go with the dones and the señores and go, ¿Cómo está, señor? ¿Cómo está, señor? ¿Cómo está? Hola, buenas noches. Buenas noches. Be an adult now. You understand?
Greet people.
Read people.
Yeah,
Say
that's
good night. ¿Cómo
important.
está? Buenas
That is
noches.
rude,
Be
man.
respectful.
I feel like the newer generation. I'm not talking about you guys.
Our engineer?
Our
Is that what you're
engineers.
talking about? Okay, no.
He's good.
No, they just come in and they just wave like hi. If they do that at all. Shake people's hands.
Yes, look at them in the eyes. Fucking strong handshake. Something.
Yeah, something like
Character.
nice.
Show some
Yeah.
freaking backbone.
Confidence.
Yes.
Confidence is like, ooh, girls love that.
You know.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and then whoever you bring, they're not, no te van a dejar de chingar, eh? That's the one that,
Oh, yeah.
whoever you bring to Thanksgiving, that's the one. What happened to him? You might have 4 boyfriends after that one, but they're still asking about the one you took at Thanksgiving. What happened to him? Grandma, I've dated 4 other guys already. That guy's gone.
It's been gone for 5 years.
That's the only one I knew.
Yeah, it's just dementia or something.
No, people, literally, people go, what happened to that guy you brought for Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
That was 4 years ago, tío. Like, I thought
yeah.
that guy.
I still get asked about my boyfriends.
See?
I'm just
Wow.
kidding.
I was like,
Like,
damn.
what? We've been together for what? How many years?
Yeah. But
Gosh, how many years?
It's been a long
2008?
time. It's going to be 14.
Damn.
Marriage wise, but then before that. Oh,
Really?
yeah.
All right.
Another, jeez, we've been together for a long time. Okay, well, any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Anything else we want to close this off with?
Closing thoughts.
Can I tell you something I learned?
Yeah.
And I want to ask you a question because when you start learning these new things, you start self-reflecting and then you start analyzing yourself. Emotional intelligence. Started learning about emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
There's intelligence, your IQ, but then there's emotional intelligence. Is how you can self-reflect, see what you're doing, how your emotions are acting, and then how you can control those emotions so you just don't burst out and start screaming and lose control.
Yes.
And then feel in the same time having that emotional intelligence to understand the empathy that I have to feel for the person that is in front of me. And then how do I build from there? Like, it's crazy when you start self-reflecting and we get angry because we allow that to happen. Like, we have so much more power to control our emotions and the effects that we have of people around us. We control all that, but we never look at it that way. And it's just my mind is being blown away because I'm reading and research all this emotional intelligence, and it's true. If you don't let anybody control your emotions, you have full control of everything.
Yeah.
Meaning they can lose control, they can scream, they can yell, but you still haven't lost your cool and it hasn't affected you because you have emotional intelligence. You understand that makes no sense for me to scream. It makes no sense for me to yell. And when you're done yelling and screaming, we'll have a conversation. And you won. You won. So look into that, guys. Emotional intelligence.
Great.
You can be very smart, but emotionally, are you smart enough to recognize these things?
I like that.
That's a real thing. I'm actually glad you brought that up because that's the number one thing when I work with guys. I try to teach them like about emotional intelligence, and I can't tell you how many guys are like, I don't want to deal with that stuff, or I don't want to deal with like figuring out why my wife is pissed off. I just know she's pissed off.
Wow.
It's like, dude, like, look, I'm not asking you to be emotional. I'm asking you to be emotionally literate to know what the hell to do when this is happening instead of just screaming.
Know that she needs a hug.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of hugs now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, leveling up.
Emotional intelligence, baby.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. This guy's- Dang, man.
He does other things too, but I'm not gonna.
Hey, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is
show.
Listen, I do want to announce I have a huge show. I will on Sunnyvale. I'll be there at Roscoe's Comedy Club near San Jose, San Francisco. Come see me. And then also a big show in Spanish, in Espanol, on the 13th of December in El Farallon. So go to my site at richardvilla.com or go to all my social media platforms at Richard Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Anything you guys want to promote?
No, just thank you to all our sponsors: Weber Counseling Services, Fairway Staffing, and Clovis Realty.
Thank you very much. And remember, guys, please send us your questions. These are great questions. Keep sending us those questions. The more you send, the more we can help you. And pretty soon, stay tuned, because starting next year, me and this guy, we're going to take it on the road. We want to start doing some live shows so you guys can come on at the clubs and actually ask the questions instead of just sending
Yeah,
them
or you
in.
can write them down and hand them over to me.
There you go. We can write them down. If you don't feel comfortable reading them out, Rocio will be glad to read them out and ask that question. So, guys, thank you very much. That is it. Humor and healing. Bye-bye, everybody. Clovis Realty, thank you very much for sponsoring this show. Listen, sometimes it works out, so you're going to have to sell this home. Why not go to them? You're in good hands. What if it does work out and you want to buy a home? Go with them. So thank you very much for sponsoring this show. We'll leave the email. You can contact Ignacio. Tell him I sent you.
I'd like to thank the sponsors of this podcast, one of them being Weber Counseling Services. It's actually somewhere that I work. If you need any sort of mental health needs, from family therapy, couples counseling, individual, or any trauma work, we are the clinic for you. We have several qualified therapists there, me included. And one of the things that I really want to specify is that we do EMDR. It's therapy used for trauma work. So if there's something that you have a hard time getting past, that's something that I really highly recommend.
One of our sponsors that provides us this beautiful home where we can bring you all this information is Fairway Staffing. They allow us to come to the studio and provide you with this kind of content. So please support them if you are looking for any workforce, any employees for companies, fundraisers, whatever event you have, you need manpower, they can help you. Fairway Staffing at fairwaystaffing.com.